Welcome to Access Insights, where we delve into critical issues shaping our legal landscape. Today, we are taking up an intriguing topic, child stealing in Nigeria, and we have a special guest with us to help us delve into this issue.
Okay, so I
Hi.
have a question for you. Have you heard of the term child stealing before?
What?
Have you heard of the term child stealing?
Child stealing?
Yes.
No.
Okay, but can you try and guess what it means?
So you steal a child?
When you steal a child? That's actually a pretty good guess. So hi, good morning.
Good morning,
How
now.
are you?
I'm
Okay,
fine.
so I have a question for you. Have you heard of the term child stealing before?
Probably I would say it sounds familiar, but I've not literally heard from someone before.
Can you try and guess what it means?
I would like to use the two terms together, that is child and stealing. To my understanding, I would say child stealing sounds something like similar like child trafficking. Let me say. So like you know what child trafficking is all about? Like like abuse. That's part of child abuse. Okay, so using of human wrongly.
Say hi to camera. Okay, so have you heard of the term child stealing before?
Child stealing.
Yes.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Can you give us, can you try and describe, tell us what it means?
Child stealing.
Yes.
It's not stealing a child.
Okay.
Okay.
You
That's
care
all.
to express it?
I feel what I think it is. I'm sure I've heard it, but maybe I'm not. I think it's like kidnapping a child.
Okay. That's a good guess. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so please have you heard the term child stealing before?
Child,
Stealing,
probably.
probably. You're not so sure. Can you try and like guess what it means?
Probably when a person that is not the owner of a child takes another person's child or something like that.
Actually, very spotted.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, as you could guess from the clips, not many people are aware of the term child stealing. So let's clear things up. Today we have with us Boyinlado Anwulesi, the head of the Child Protection Law Clinic at Redeemers University. It's a privilege to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
You're welcome. Let's start with the basics. What is the meaning of child stealing from legal perspective?
Okay, so child stealing is the unlawful taking of a child under 12 years old without the consent of his or her guardian. So that's an offense under Nigerian law and it has legal implications.
Okay, then where is this offense codified in Nigerian law?
So child stealing is provided for under section 371 of the Criminal Code Act. So in that provision, it has the meaning of the offense, provided for the offense, and it also provided for the punishment for those who perpetrate this particular offense.
Ms. Oyinlado, can you give us a typical example of child stealing in Nigeria?
Okay, for instance, it could happen in this scenario
Okay.
where maybe a friend of the family, maybe one of the parents, after the parents are separated, goes to the child's school, picks up the child without the guardian's consent, and not even necessarily beating the child or maltreating the child. Even the person might even act next to the child, but the fact that the person takes the child without the parent's consent, that is what child stealing is. So that is an example of child stealing.
So are you saying that the guardian's consent is a key ingredient?
Yes,
Okay.
that is a key ingredient in the offense. As long as someone takes that child under 12 without the parents or guardian's consent, that constitutes child stealing.
Oh, but that sounds like kidnapping. So what's the difference between child stealing and kidnapping?
Okay, there's a clear difference between kidnapping and child stealing under the law. So child stealing, like I said before, it involves someone, whether a friend of the family, whatever,
Okay.
taking a child without the parent consent. So while kidnapping involves abducting a person. So that is one of the key differences. Kidnapping is basically abducting a person, whether a child, a minor, infant, someone of old age, could be anybody. So as to motive, there's a difference when it comes to the motive. Kidnapping is mostly occurs due to things like ransom. Ransom is a key motive for kidnapping. While child stealing, the motive for child stealing would include things like emotional attachment, whether the person who does the offense has an emotional attachment to the child, and also control. The person wants to has control over the child that is being taken. So that is a key difference. The person being abducted, and the motive.
What are the factors that could lead to child stealing in Nigeria?
Okay, so it could be various factors that could contribute to that. It could include poverty, family disputes, human trafficking, and unfortunately, poor enforcement, monitoring enforcement in schools. For example, when the security guards are not vigilant enough, children just get taken away by people who are not their guardians.
Okay, you mentioned family disputes. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah. For instance, let's say like the mother and father are getting a divorce, and the court grants the mother prosecute the child, and the mother just comes and takes the child away. Or for instance, where an uncle comes and takes his niece away from her parents without the parents' consent. So yeah, it could be harder to prosecute the father since he's the parent of the child, and it's in Nigeria it would be easier to prosecute the uncle. This is not really a parent or a guardian.
Yes.
Yeah, but it still remains that once you take the child without the consent of the guardian, it constitutes child.
Okay. What does law say about punishment and remedy?
So the punishment for child stealing is 14 years imprisonment, and there are remedies as well. Remedies will include the actual returning of the child that was taken and payment of damages for the emotional harm done to the parents or guardians of the child.
Thank you. This is such an eye-opening conversation, Miss Oinadi. Thank you so much. It shows that child stealing isn't just a legal issue; it is a human one.
Yeah, thank you. And it is crucial for us to be informed rather about child stealing, and we as people are to protect the children who are at risk.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
It's a
me.
privilege having you here with us. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also inform someone about child stealing today. Bye.